licensed realtor in the state of Louisiana. I'm located very close to Fort Johnson. So if you are about to PCS to Fort Johnson, then make sure you contact me. My information is listed in the description box below. And for those of you that are tuning back in again, welcome back to my channel. I have some really insightful information that I'm going to share with you. And this one is actually dedicated to my sellers out there. It's some really exciting and important information. So make sure you got your pen and notebook to take some notes. Okay, so I just want to start off by saying this. I know, you guys, it's so exciting when you're thinking about selling your home. When you're ready to put that house on the market and get it sold, you're ready to go immediately, right? So the first thing you do is you pick up the phone and you call a realtor. I'm going to stop you right there. That is not the first thing that you need to do. I'm giving you the 5 tips that will help you remain calm and in control throughout the entire process. Because what you don't want to do is pick up the phone, start interviewing all these realtors, and then realize that, hey, maybe I need to do some things before I even get my house on the market. Maybe I'm not ready, or, oh my goodness, I think this is going to be bigger than what I thought it was going to be. And it's not. It's really not. It's a simple formula that you need to follow. What I'm going to tell you is tailored to your personal, you can tailor it to your own personal situation. But these are the key steps that you need to do in order to market your, to get your home ready for the market and allow your realtor to market your home efficiently. Okay? You ready to dive in? Because I'm ready to tell you. First thing you need to do is declutter. I know. It might be a painful process for you, but you need to declutter, okay? You need to get rid of those personal items that mean the world to you, but it's not going to mean the world to that buyer. What that buyer is going to see is, I don't have as much space as I thought I did when I was looking at these floor plans or when I was looking at these pictures online. This space is not speaking to me like I thought it would. And if only you could have removed a few items and just brightened up the room and opened it up a bit, that thought would never cross that buyer's mind. So just make sure you declutter. Take down the personal items and just think of it as you wanting to create a blank canvas as much as possible for the buyer that's coming in to take a look at your home. I know some of you might be still in the situation where you're living in the property until you're able to put the property on the market, or even after the property goes under contract, you still might have to have some time to relocate. And I totally understand that. But what you need to think about is possibly getting a storage area where you can put those excess items that you don't necessarily need to use on a daily basis. Just think of it this way: the more space a buyer can see in your home, the bigger the house looks to them, okay? You want to think about what a buyer is thinking about when they're walking the house. Think about how you felt, okay? I don't know what type of situation you're in, you were in when you purchased the house that you're in now, but you had thoughts. You had pleasant thoughts about the property that you're living in right now. That's what made you pull the trigger to buy it, right? So that buyer is going to have those same feelings. They're either going to be good feelings or bad feelings. And you definitely don't want space to cause those good feelings to go away. So declutter. The next thing you need to do is make those minor repairs. Yes, fix it, okay? You know that kitchen cabinet door? The one that you have to open it a certain way? Fix it, okay? Those little things can cause a major difference in how a buyer feels about the house. If it's something minor, like what I mentioned about the kitchen cabinet door, I mean, you can go to Lowe's on the weekend and get a little kit and fix that. That's fixable. Cracked socket covers, you can fix that. You don't need to call anyone to do that. Those things you can take care of. But the major things, the bigger things that you need assistance with, you need to go ahead and price those things out. And if you can afford to get those things repaired, get them repaired. And get them repaired by someone that's actually trying to do the job instead of just trying to make a buck on the weekend, okay? Because that's gonna do more harm than good. So hire someone that's reputable. Hire someone that knows how to fix it and make it look good. Or if you can't hire someone to make certain repairs, just make sure that you do the small ones. And then also go ahead and get an assessment on what that cost would be to repair that item that you see that needs to be repaired in the home. And maybe consider offering that as something that the buyer could include in their negotiation process, you know. But always keep those repaired items in mind. Don't just walk past it. Don't just try to throw some paint over a big crack on the wall that you know you need to address. Get somebody out there and assess it, okay? That way when that inspection report comes back, you won't be like, oh, I didn't know all that was happening in my home. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But you'll be able to have some fight back to that inspection report when you're prepared for it. So go ahead, do your own assessment of your property. Write down the things that you need to get repaired. Take care of what you can handle. And if things are outside of what you can handle, then make sure that you still keep those items on the list of things that need to be repaired in the home. And then you can address those items accordingly when you receive that offer to purchase your home, okay? But don't ignore them. Fix it. Fix it, Lord. Fix it. Thing that you need to do before you list that property or even have that realtor come over and take a look at your property is deep clean your house, okay? You don't want to sit there and have that conversation with the realtor and then, you know, you have that, you know, good feelings with them, and then, you know, you're interviewing them and you have another one coming and another one coming behind that one. And all three of them tell you that you need to clean up. That's not a good feeling, right? That's not a good feeling. I would feel some type of way if that was a consistent message that I received from, you know, people that are doing an assessment on my home. So go ahead and take care of it yourself. Deep clean, okay? Deep clean. And what I mean by deep cleaning is clean your windows, clean the tracks, clean those areas that you normally don't get to on a regular basis. Because guess what? When buyers walk through your house, those are the areas that they're going to be looking at, okay? There's going to be, if it's multiple people considering to purchase a property, one person is going to be looking at the house for all the bells and whistles. Oh my goodness, what type of technology is here? How does it make me feel? Wow, look at all the natural light. They're going to go like that, like me. I'm that type of buyer, right? Then you're going to have the boss come through. They're the ones that are going to look and really look and look and look at the property. And one thing you don't want them to discredit your property for is the tidiness of the house, okay? Because if the house is not looking tidy, then that automatically trickles into, oh, well, if they don't clean up on a regular basis, then I know the appliances in here probably are not really functioning that great. Or I know the AC unit, the ducts must be horrible in here because, ugh, it just looks disgusting. Look at their vent cover on their AC, over their AC filter thing. Oh my gosh, it's full of dust and it's discolored. You know, all that stuff goes through people's minds when they are walking a property that they do not live in. And even the person that is looking around and looking at all the bells and whistles, if there is something blatantly out there that is so unattractive to them, it's going to turn that circuits off in their head and they're going to focus on that. You know, they're going to hone in on it. Even go as far as going ahead and deep cleaning your refrigerator, and do this on a regular basis, especially if you don't live alone. Keep that refrigerator clean, because if you got a nasty refrigerator, I don't care if you just bought that refrigerator 30 days before you put it on the market. They're going to discredit that refrigerator. That refrigerator is not going to be attractive to them anymore. And that's not going to be your bargaining chip when you're negotiating, because, a lot of times sellers will put on their listing agreement that they're going to leave all the appliances. Well, guess what? If it's nasty, they don't want it. They don't want it. And now, if you're a person that doesn't really like to clean all the time, and I know it's kind of hard to admit, because I don't like to clean all the time myself, but if you're a person that just really, it has gotten overwhelming and to the point where you just can't handle it alone, well, you need to speak up. You need to ask for help. People out there will really help you. Some people enjoy cleaning just to be cleaning stuff, Throw a cleaning party. Get some people over here to help you clean, because the point is you need a clean property before you start inviting people in it to take a look at it for sale. So definitely deep clean your house. Deep clean it. Turn on some cleaning videos. I have some of those on my channel. Get you some motivation there, but get the job done, okay? That's something that you can do. All right. I'm going to tell you a little secret. Whether you want to believe me or not, there is someone right now driving through your neighborhood because they're thinking about moving there. And you don't want to be in that mix of homes that they are just labeling as the house of horrors. I am not interested in that property. How could they let their front lawn look this way? Ew, I don't care how big the house is and it has a pool. I'm not interested. You don't want to be on that list because it's hard to come off of that list. So there's things that you can do. You're like, what, Tara? What can you do? Well, let me tell you. Number one, stop leaving your shoes at the front. It's not cute. It's really not. What it becomes is an attraction for other things to be left there as well. I know that's a habit that we have. Sometimes we don't want the kids to run inside with their shoes off. But guess what? You need to figure out a routine that's going to work for you to not continue on with that habit of leaving the shoes on the front porch, because it's not attractive. Number two, make sure your shrubs and your lawn care is maintained on a regular, consistent basis, okay? Just put it in your budget. If you cannot maintain your lawn yourself, put it in your budget to have someone do that for you. It's highly important. I'm telling you, it will definitely affect the time of your sale and how much you get. It really is. Having an overgrown lawn, a lawn that looks like, oh my goodness, okay, I don't care how much acreage this is, I don't want to deal with this. That's going to be that's going to be a deterrent. That's going to be a problem to a buyer. So when they see that you have a lot of acreage, they also want to see that it's continuing to be maintained, and it'll give them that sense of, okay, this will be easy to maintain. And I'm speaking to you from an experience of a person moving from the city and moving to somewhere that's very rural. In some cities, your plots or your surveys are much smaller for properties, and as you go further south, they become bigger. And guess what? When people are relocating to the south, they have more lawn care to do, and they become a little more apprehensive to that. And some of them are become excited about that because it's a break from just having that situation where you're just very close to your neighbors. So you have to factor that all in mind when it comes down to keeping your home very much maintained and well represented at the entrance, at the front, because the front of your home tells the story for the rest of your home. The rest, when they open the doors, your home could be immaculate, but that entrance is definitely going to turn them off. So don't leave your bikes in the front. Make sure that you keep the kids' toys in the back. Keep the area maintained, swept. If you need to pressure wash, go ahead and do that. Keep your windows looking clean, and just keep the place clutter free. It's going to make a huge difference when you start having buyers and also people that are doing assessments on your home visit your property. You know, it really cheapens a property when it doesn't have good curb appeal. You know, I'm just being honest. Things that you wouldn't even consider would make or break a deal are some of the things that you could easily fix, like what I just mentioned. So get that curb appeal together, okay? Just do that before you even have a conversation with a realtor. One of the most important things you need to do is to make sure you have all your documents, okay? You need to have them for your own personal benefit. Showing proof of ownership. If you've had a survey done on the property, make sure you have that accessible. Make sure you have your deed accessible as well to it, and read through it as well too. And make sure you have a clear understanding of your ownership. And I'm speaking in that manner when it comes down to properties that you've inherited or that as you possibly may need to have a succession completed for before you actually list them. There's so many factors that come into play that could kill a deal if your documents aren't lined up accordingly. And when you bring a realtor into the mix, we do our research on the property. We make sure that there's no liens, etc., on the property, and we make sure that the property is pretty much clean from what we can see. However, when it goes down to the title search and they start doing their assessment of the property at the title office, you want to be prepared for anything that may come up, any questions that may come up. And basically, I'm talking to those of you out there that are thinking of listing an inherited property. And it's just going to save you a lot of time. It won't you'll benefit from the fact that there won't be delays with getting the title work done, and everybody will be on the same sheet of music. And that buyer that is purchasing the home will actually feel more comfortable with proceeding through that process when you are able to provide your listing agent with the answers that that buyer's agent may be asking about the property, such as, has there been a survey done? You know, and other things that a buyer would be curious to know if they're thinking about that aspect of the purchase. So just be prepared, and the best way you can be prepared is to have your documents accessible. So if you have any questions about anything that I mentioned in this video, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to schedule an appointment with you to talk about what it is that's on your mind, because my goal is to assist you with getting to the closing table. And if I can help you in any way, then that's what I'm here for. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't joined the channel already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And for those of you that have already subscribed, I appreciate you so much, and I can't wait to chat with you again soon. Bye.
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day. And when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you.